Hey guys, we're going to talk about the entire process. So when we first start with a client, we're going to first find out where they're at, what their metabolism is doing, what their goals are, the whole process so that we know exactly where to start them, how to navigate them, and to help them get towards their goals. So we first have them track for a week. We then look at that information and we start them in what's called a reverse. We're going to get into the specifics of the reverse here in just a little bit. Once we've reversed them up, meaning we're increasing their calories week over week, we're going to get them to the top of their reverse, and we have a method in knowing where that's at. Then we're going to take them through a cut. That cut process is super important because now you have this firing metabolism. We take their body through a cut, sometimes into a deficit, and then their body's going to attack their fat. Once you've gone through the cut process, then we're going to slowly reverse you back up and either repeat the process or put you into maintenance, with the goal being a higher caloric intake with a lean body mass. So now let's get into the specifics.
So let's talk about the reverse. The cool thing about the reverse is we're not going to drastically change what you eat. In fact, you get to eat whatever you want, whenever you want. It's just going to be within the boundaries of certain macros that we're going to assign to you. So first we're going to look at what you eat in a typical week, and then we're going to give you your first assignment. And everybody's first assignment looks totally different. It just depends on what you like to eat and how much you typically eat in a week. So we start you out and we give you certain boundaries within your macros. And your macros are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And within those three groups, we're going to give you a set amount of calories and then a percentage of each of those macros. And you need to stay within those boundaries every day for the week, because that's what ultimately is going to repair your metabolism so that we can continue to climb you higher in your calories. It's super cool because when you are consistent and your body starts changing, we're able to do little minor tweaks and changes with your macros and your calories to slowly raise you up. We might give you more proteins one week or more carbohydrates one week or more fats. It's all really dependent on your individual goals and where you're at specifically. But week by week, we're going to shift things a little bit here and there. Some weeks you might stay the same, but the ultimate goal is to get you eating more calories without gaining weight and without totally fatiguing you out. So you're going to get up to a high percent of protein, carbs, and fat, and a high calorie count, and then we're going to talk about going into a cut.
The great thing is in a reverse is that almost everybody sees some shift in body composition. So we do want to tell clients not everybody loses in a reverse. And the problem with that is when people are committed and ready and wanting to jump in, they want to see really fast results. But this is a lifestyle change. And if you are in it and you're open for the marathon, you will have results. You'll have lasting results. You'll have an amazing lifestyle where you can eat the foods you enjoy and maintain that lean body mass depending on what your goal is. And so we just really ask people to be consistent, to do it day over day, because it will yield results. You're gonna feel better. And a lot of the things that come along with that are gonna be things like improved sleep, improved skin, improved mood, improved cognition. There are so many side benefits. Do you lose weight in a reverse? A lot of people do, probably about 80% on average. But we don't want people to count on that because the goal of the reverse is to fix the metabolism. Then once the metabolism is fixed, then we can really work on that fat loss and or that muscle building or whatever the goal may be. So now we're at the top of the reverse, like Haley just said, and you have this revving metabolism. You're hungry eating far more calories than what you started with. And now when you're at the top of your reverse, usually one of two things happens. You either feel like you're stuffing yourself and or the scale might start to spike just slightly and not come back down. Then we know that we're ready to take you into a cut. So now the cut happens, and the cut can be a lot of fun. It can be scary. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm nervous. I don't want to cut my calories too much. I don't want to change my lifestyle too much. It's temporary because the goal of this program is not to live in a deficit. It's not to be uncomfortable. It's not to be hungry long term. It's all about the science behind it. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of the cut.
So like she said, sometimes the cut feels like it's a little bit scary. And the first time I did it, I was super nervous. But when I got into it, it was so fun. I love having the boundaries set for me and knowing exactly what I need to eat. And you start seeing results right away. So let's say for a person who may be at 2,000 calories, a cut for them might look like reducing their calorie count by maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 400 calories at a time. It's very dependent on each individual person. We don't want to cut a person's calories so much to where they are super tired and fatigued or they're not feeling well. So it's a slow process. It may take a couple of weeks to get you to the bottom of your cut before we start reversing you back up, or it may just be a quick cut. It all depends on where you're at that individually. But what you do need to know is that it's super temporary. It only lasts a short amount of time. And we talked about it a lot, that being uncomfortable is really when you start to grow and change. So getting comfortable, being uncomfortable is actually a skill that we all need to have and that we need to practice more often, I think.
Yeah. And the great thing about being part of the Macro Mavens program is not only do you have Haley and I at any time with any questions, we'll walk you through it, we'll give you ideas, we're going to help you focus on higher volume, lesser calorie foods, but you also have the entire Macro Mavens community, which is a really fun community. We love our clients. We have a group chat, we have the accessibility via our app to message us at any time, and it really isn't a cookie cutter approach. Depending on your goals, where you're at, any food allergies, any medical history that we may need to know about, we take all of those things into account. So now you've gone through your cut process and you're at the bottom of your cut, with the goal being that you've now attacked that fat and you've been able to maintain leaner body composition. And then depending on how that goes, the timeline associated with it, what your goals are, what your tolerances are, we're gonna then start reversing you back up. If you're really far from your goal, we might need to do a reverse cut process a couple of times. Some people might just reverse up. Some people might reverse, cut down, and then we'll bring them into maintenance. Maintenance is the gravy, because the great thing about maintenance is now you've trained your metabolism, you're eating more food, you're eating the foods you like, you've learned what foods your body enjoys, how to fuel your body appropriately, and now you can eat more food and maintain that lean body mass that you've achieved, and you're gonna know portion sizes, you're gonna know how you respond, times of the day, all of those things you're gonna learn through the process, and then you just get to live it. It's a lifestyle, and it's just been so cool to see people really thrive in that lifestyle and be able to maintain those goals that they achieved.
Do people have to continue to weigh their food or track their food when they're in maintenance? What does that look like?
Yeah. Not necessarily. I think some people like to because they just find that they really like that discipline that sets them free, so to speak. But a lot of people are gonna know, for instance, what 4 ounces of protein looks like, what 20 grams of carbohydrates look
About
like.
4 ounces of protein.
Yeah. And so you just kind of get to know what your body likes, when it likes it, rough portion sizes, how to order off of menus, all those things just become second nature.
Yeah, it's really great. So maintenance is our goal. We don't want you living in a reverse or in a cut for your whole life. That is not fun. Nobody wants to live in a dieted state for a long time. So our goal is to get you in the program, get you through a reverse, get you through a cut, get you to maintenance, and then kick you out.
Yeah, we've done our job if you graduate.
Yeah.
We want you to graduate. We want you to have the tools. We want you to feel good. And the best possible compliment is a referral. And almost all of our clients come from referral, which we love.
We love that.